profiled Rotarians in our midst that will be sharing their knowledge with us. So let us be prepared. Let us put on let us get our notepads, our pen to jot things down, because we're going to learn from them. And on that note, I want to yield the mic to Rotarian Yinka Ajaybe to be the moderator for tonight, to help us channel this discussion, this presentation, so that we can learn from it. So Rotarian Ajaybe, are you ready for us?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you so much. I yield the mic, Ajaybe. Please, you can pick up on it. Thank you.
My club president, members of BOD, PAG in the house, sorry for not recognition, PDG in the house, Rotarians, guests and friends of Pastor Ari. I'm Rotarian Ajaybe Abdulkadir Yinka. I'm to moderate this section for this discourse. This evening, we are having can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. This evening, we are going to have a discourse and a topic discourse on topic, let's kick polio completely out of the world. And that will be taken by Rotarian Leo Igini. Please, pardon me if I didn't pronounce your name properly. I'm a Yoruba man. Leo Igini. So the lecture will be taken by Leo Igini. But first and foremost, I'd like to take the citation of the guest speaker. Here is the profile of the district learning facilitator, PAG Leo Imonisa Igini. Rotarian Leonard Imonisa Igini is the MD and CEO of Prime Medic Nigeria Limited, a firm that specializes in sales and service of medical equipment. He is also the MD and CEO of First Choice Diagnostic Center Limited, among others. He's a graduate of University of Benin in 1989 and joined the Rotary Club of Nasarawa, Kano in November 1995 with the affiliation of pharmaceutical marketing. In his continuous active service in Rotary, he is a district learning facilitator for District 9125 for 2023-2024 Rotary year. He served as the president of Rotary Club of Nasarawa Kano in year 2021 to 2022 and 2019 to 2020. He has served in various capacities at district level, among which is the chairman district community service 2020, the COVID year to 2021, chair district alumni 2017 to 2018. He chaired district membership attractions and engagement 2016 to 2017. He chaired district youth exchange 2009 to 2010 and 2014 to 2015. Assistant governor 2012 to 2013. In 2009, he served as the team lead of the group studies exchange team at Alberta, Canada. PAG Leo Igini is a major donor to Rotary Foundation and a past chairman, International Fellowship of Chess Playing Rotarian. With all pleasure, I present before you our lead discourse, past president, past acting assistant governor, DLF, Rotarian Leo Igini. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, fellow Rotarians. Hello, is everyone hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah. I want to special salutation to the president, Rotarian Benga Ofi. I think we started having some discussions before pets.
Yes.
And that's how the name just stuck in my brain. And I think I also know a few people there, Shike and Alaja that covers her hair. I can't remember the name exactly, but greetings to everyone in the house and to my assistant governors in the house and other district chairs. I bring you greetings from Kano. Today we're looking
my DLF,
at...
sir. You will smile to Charity for not remembering my name, sir.
No problem. We are looking at the challenge we're facing with polio in Nigeria. And I guess I have 15 minutes to look at this topic. I'll discuss this topic with us, and I'll try to be as brief as possible and remove so many unnecessary technical jargons that I would have used in a different fora. Before we move further, I will just ask, what is polio? Or what is poliomyelitis? Polio is a highly infectious viral disease that largely affects children under the age of 5. The virus is transmitted by person to person, spread mainly through fecal oral routes, or less commonly through a vehicle such as water or contaminated food too. It multiplies in the intestine, and from where it can now invade the nervous systems and cause paralysis, of which that is what we know it for, the final effect. As we all know, there is no cure for polio. However, it can be prevented. And the only way we know now for preventing polio is via vaccination or immunization. 2 types of vaccines exist. The oral polio vaccine that was developed by Dr. Sabin, and the injectable type that was discovered by Dr. Jonas Salk. The oral one is the one that is generally used or commonly used for immunization, especially in this part of the world. But the injectable one is also becoming common, especially when you're having polio combined with other vaccines, the so-called divalent, pentavalent vaccines. We will not go deep into all that now. Types of polio. Generally, you'll be hearing terms like white polio virus type 1, type 2, type 3. There are 3 types of polio viruses. The white polio virus type 1, type 2, and then the type 3. Symptomatically, all the strains give the same irreversible paralysis, and in some cases, even death. Now, Rotary had been a pioneer in the fight against polio. And in 1970, we are starting as way back as 1978. In 1979, a pilot program was done in the Philippines, where over 6 million children were immunized. And under the so-called, then we're having a program known as the 3H program. I don't know how many Rotarians remember that, the Health, Hunger, and Humanity program. The funding came from there, which is now taken over, known as the Global Grants now. And that pilot program was so successful that the WHO and other organizations became interested in it. And in 1998, the World Health Assembly agreed that there should be a global fight against polio in the world. And the Rotary International launched the Polio Plus in 1985. And from there, they were able to sponsor that particular resolution at the World Health Assembly, which was now supported. From 1988, it has now become a global fight, and Rotary had been in the forefront of this battle, collaborating with other government agencies, because, of course, you need the government to be able to do it. We're talking of the UNICEF, United Nations Children's Fund, the WHO, and of course, the governments of the different countries through their various ministries of health. All countries concerned, of course, nobody wants polio, keyed into this program, and we were at the forefront of this particular fight. The main group that was now formed to like fight this polio eradication is known as the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, GPEI. And through the decades and commitment and work of Rotary and our partners that I've also mentioned, more than 2.5 billion children have received the oral polio vaccine, and over $1.8 billion have been committed by the Rotary Foundation to this particular project. Now, in fighting polio or in the course of eradication, what are the pillars of which we base our eradication efforts? One, we look at routine immunization, making sure that these vaccines are available at primary healthcare centers, secondary healthcare centers like general hospitals, and of course the tertiary ones like the teaching hospitals. Mass immunization, mass polio immunization drives. There we have special days that we select or fix for immunization, and then we'll now call on people or make arrangements for people to be immunized within that period. Surveillance to detect the disease. We have people that have been down on the field, and their job specifically is to detect or do surveillance concerning the disease. Should they notice or hear of any suspected case, they take up the matter, samples are taken, and they sent to appropriate laboratories in any part of the world to find out the cause of the disease. And in some cases, we've even been able to detect where the particular serotype came from. And then mop up. Here we have situations where we now gather, look at specific areas that have challenges, and then we do a mop up immunization there. Coming back to Nigeria, how was polio eradicated in Nigeria? What were the strategies that were used by the National Polio Plus Committee, which was now formed to fight against this particular disease? Two ways were primarily looked at. One was raising awareness about the disease, because a lot of Nigerians never knew what polio was, what concerns them with polio. In fact, we go to the field sometimes and you see people tell us, I never chop it, they tell me about polio. So Rotary was able to raise awareness of polio from a very low percentage to a near high percentage right now, that virtually anybody that has access to one form of communication or the other will know something about polio. Two, advocacy. In areas where you have challenges, talking to people and getting them their commitment now to now take this vaccine have also been, is one area that Rotary has also looked at. We have been able to work with traditional rulers around the country. In the whole North, there's a council of traditional rulers. Each emir gives a representative to Rotary that, look, this is the person that will be from this particular kingdom to take care of these issues relating to polio eradication. And then with these people, if there are issues in a particular ward or a district, they're able to help talk to the district head or the ward head, and then together we're able to get their commitment towards taking the vaccines. And of course, we also have community mobilizers. We have talked of the traditional rulers, then frontline workers, who are those who actually are in the forefront of giving these vaccines. It may interest you to know that some of them have actually paid the, how is it put now? Have actually died in the course of their duty, trying to give immunization in areas where you have banditry and all these Boko Haram and co. What were the challenges that were faced? One, difficult terrain and environment. We all know the kind of environment we have here. In areas like Bayelsa and Co, and some parts of Kwara and Niger states, having to go through the River Niger or River Benue or go through the creeks to be able to get to hard to reach places to be able to give the vaccines. Inaccessibility due to insecurity. We all know about the issue of banditry and Boko Haram in the northern parts of the country. And that has been a very difficult challenge. But despite that, Rotary has still been able to go into areas that people have thought were inaccessible. PDG Joshua Hassan and PDG, our new trustee, PLE Joma, had taken helicopter into Maiduguri, difficult areas to be able to immunize hard-to-reach places. Then population displacement, of course, as a result of whether environmental issues like flooding or banditry, etc. You see people moving from one particular locality to another. So if you've prepared to meet them at this place and such a thing happens, what do? You start trying to track them where in the new place they've gone, and some of them may have dispersed. So these are challenges that we face on the field. And then destruction of health infrastructures as a result of banditry and some other things. You see health centers are destroyed, no personnel to man those things, and routine immunization, of course, cannot take place in a place that is already destroyed. Then, block rejection of vaccines due to felt needs. In fact, the block rejection, I'll put it in two forms. One is due to felt needs, also due to people giving wrong information about the vaccines. Block rejection of vaccines due to felt needs is as a result of people who feel that vaccination is not their problem. We don't have water. There's no good road. We're having challenges with some things. There's no primary healthcare center here. Our wives travel several kilometers to deliver children, and you are telling us to take vaccine. We don't want your vaccine. Please go away. Of course, our advocacy group will now go into it, look at what can be done in areas where they even say there's no pipe, there's no water. The National Polio Plus Committee have gone into those localities, and in some cases, it's not our job, but then we have done some things like giving them, digging boreholes for them. I know of several areas in the north. In Kano here, it has been done, like 2 or 3 localities I know that the NNPPC have done and donated boreholes to, because they said it's water that is their problem, not vaccines. And as soon as that was done, of course, they accepted. And then now they do routine immunization there that nobody even thinks of. The former challenges that we have faced there. Then the second one is people who give wrong impression. One of them is anti-Islam. We had a problem from the chairman of the Council of Ulamas in Kano, and they gave this thing based on the fact that this particular vaccine causes infertility and some other things, and it is not what they will accept. Incidentally, the chairman of the Council of Ulamas, the grandchild, when the daughter gave birth, I was the one that supplied vaccines to him because he's a medical doctor. I personally took the vaccines to him because he called me. Anyway, part of the work I do too, I'm also a human vaccine expert, in addition to being a public health person. So I took the vaccines to him, and I'm now wondering, why would this man immunize the grandchild? And at the same time, is the one leading the crusade that this vaccine will cause fertility issues. Anyway, that was resolved amicably thanks to the then chairman of the National Polio Plus Committee, and they all work assiduously towards resolving all those issues. Dr. Funshaw was on ground, and we all went around to see those that we needed to see, and that issue was put to rest. Eventually, everybody now knows that it doesn't cause any fertility issue, and it is safe for use. And in fact, the Emir of Kano that was there, His Excellency Alhaji Mohammed Sanusi, took the vaccine to show people that it is safe. He put it in his mouth. So if Emir can take the thing and show that, of course, what are you talking about? So with support of people like this, we've been able to handle such things, challenges that result from rejections of vaccines on the field. The National Committee is also facing funding challenges. We thank God for the Rotary Foundation for what they have spent in Nigeria and what they are bringing in. In addition, the Bills and Melinda Gates Foundation have also done a lot towards supporting this. And local financiers too are also coming up too. The Dangote Foundation, etc., are being looked into. Then the biggest problem, even though it doesn't look like a problem, complacency. Shebi they've certified us that we don't have polio again. Then why should we need to immunize our children? Once that sets in, if we don't take time, only one case will set us back again and we start going through all the wahala that we have done over 30 years. Now, what is expected of us as Rotarians in the fight against polio? Simple. On any immunization day, register with the state polio rep, and then you'll be given a particular locality to cover. As early as possible, you are at the cold store to check the quality of vaccines that are coming out from the cold store. Make sure that they are safe for use. You follow a team to a particular ward to find out what is happening at that particular ward level. If you are a fast worker, you may be able to cover a number of wards depending on the area a day. Sometimes the ward may be so big that you may, and the work may be tedious there, especially if there are issues on ground. So Rotarians are to go there and then help the community mobilizers to mobilize people, encourage the frontline workers to be able to give the vaccines, and make sure that they actually do, because some people will go to a particular building and just put the necessary mark there that they have immunized children there, and they never entered the house. So if you are a Rotarian that is on the field, you can enter a building and ask questions. Has anybody come here today? You check what is on the wall, if people have actually come. If they have come and then they indicated on the wall that they have been here and they have immunized children, you now walk in and ask questions. Did anybody come here? If they say yes, then of course, good work done. If they say no, you note it down and then you look for the team in charge of that particular street or locality and address the issue with them. If possible, get them to go back to that particular household and immunize the children there. Because in the fight against polio, no child should be left unvaccinated. Then, in registering for the same thing for the field work, you also, now there's a new system to confirm that people are on the field. There's a software known as ODK. I repeat, ODK. You can download this from your Google store, Play Store. So with this ODK, it's a software that once you have service, internet service there in any locality, and you activate it, it will indicate where you are, the particular place you are. And somebody at the national office, EOC office, national, will know that the so-so person is here, may not even know your name then until you now write your report and send. But know that there's so-so person here. Because a number of times people will say we're on the field. 50 people, 50 Rotarians will say they're on the field. And probably maybe it's only about 5 that actually went around working. And in those days when we give small disbursement, you see some people collecting money and not actually doing any work. But with the ODK, we know if you're on the field. We even know all the places you went to, in as much as there's internet service. And then at the end of the day, you send in your reports there. When you are done with the day's job, next step is to now go to the local government. There will be a meeting there of all those who worked in that particular local government. At the end of the day, the report of that particular meeting, you can now write your own report and submit to your club and also to your polio rep for the states. However, if you want to go a step further, you can even attend the state's EOC meeting. And then there, everything about the states is discussed. All the challenges faced. If you have a major challenge and you feel, look, it cannot be tackled at the local government level, please feel free. You'll be given audience. You will tell them about the challenges, what you saw on the field. And people will take notes. The representative of the WHO will take notes. UNICEF will take notes. Rotary is taking notes. Of course, you are talking as a Rotarian. And the state government, to the primary healthcare coordinator and all, will take notes. And you can follow up by the next time to find out if that thing had been addressed. And if we're able to do all this, of course, our ability to do most of all this, if not all, had led to our being declared polio-free on August 25, 2020. How many people celebrated this? I know so many Rotarians that pop champagne. Well, I took one bottle of Big Stout here. So to celebrate that, and right now in the fight against polio, Pakistan, because before it was the two stamp, Pakistan and Afghanistan, they were still taking us back worldwide. Pakistan has been certified free of polio, of the white polio virus, this year, 2023. And it's only Afghanistan now that have a challenge. I want to say thank you to you guys for giving me audience to share with you some few thoughts about polio eradication. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the well-delivered lecture. We really appreciate your lecture, and we hope when next we call you, you're going to oblige to our call. Thank you very much for the lecture. So, is there any Rotarians? Is there anybody that wants to ask any question? It said that we should put our question at the comment section, but I'm not seeing any question. But if you have any question, please, you can please indicate so I can ask question briefly so that we can move ahead. Any question? Since there's no question, I think we have to move ahead. Thank you very much, sir. You can stay around till we're going to finish the meeting. Please hang around and enjoy the rest of the lecture. We still have one more lecture before we go this evening. So you can please stay around and listen to our lecture. It's good having you around, and we appreciate your lecture. It's indeed a well-delivered lecture on Polio Plus. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Rotary E-Club, thank you.
So our next presentation, we have